Welcome to Turnpike Sports. I'm Dave Weischadle, and as always, I'm joined by my producer and co-host, Doug Weischadle. Doug, I guess if everyone picked underdogs, they'd be happy right now with their betting experience for week one. If you didn't pick the underdogs, boy, you had some problems.
Yeah, no, it was kind of a odd first weekend, I would think. There were a lot of high-scoring games. There were a lot of...
Not an odd first weekend, an historic first weekend. Let me show you a statistic here. The underdogs went 12-4 against the spread, which is the best opening weekend in the Super Bowl era for underdogs.
That's a good stat.
How about
right there.
that one?
That's a good stat.
How about that one?
You know that's not going to last, though.
Yeah.
Honestly, it shows a lot of parity.
I picked one underdog, and I got a push. I got a push in one sports book, but I went with the Jets for the show at +5. I got the push there, but I found a sports book where the Jets were +5.5, and I actually won the bet there. So it pays to shop around, people.
Well, last week I did what? Two unders and an underdog. So I won my underdog there.
There you go.
Good thing for Cleveland.
But yeah, no, 12-4 against the spread for the underdogs. Historic weekend.
Well, something to keep an eye out, especially for this upcoming week. I know a lot of the books are changing their numbers rapidly as we're approaching opening kickoff for week 2. So, it's going to be interesting to see if that trend continues next week.
A lot of interesting point spreads too. I think the underdog heavy first weekend kind of affected some of the spreads for this coming weekend. So, I think I found some value there. And I even, you'll hear in the pick segment, but, I went with an underdog, but I couldn't pull the trigger on these two games. I just love the favorites in those games. And because one of them lost last weekend, they probably didn't have a big spread this week. So, kind of good value on a favorite.
Well, just to tease my picks down the road here, I'm going with the same team that I did in week 1, and I'm staying with an under as well with them.
Okay,
So,
all right.
Something to talk about later on when we get to the pick segment.
It's been a busy week in sports, so let's take a trip down the Turnpike. Today's trip down the Turnpike is brought to you by Drizzly, your online liquor store. Available in over 95 cities across North America, Drizzly offers a huge selection and competitive pricing with a side of personalized content. Now there's no need to leave the house. Get alcohol delivered in less than an hour by Drizzly. Head on over to drizzly.com and order today. And now get $5 off your first order of $20 or more when using our promo code DRINK19 at checkout. Shop beer, wine, and liquor with drizzly.com.
Exit 1.
Some days I just wake up and the question, who is the modern U.S. sports bettor, pops into my head.
Okay.
Not really, but It was a way to lead into this. We have a brand new survey done by a brand new company.
There are a ton of surveys out there for sports betting.
Well, I'm
just amazed at the amount of sports betting surveys there are.
This is the inaugural annual sports bettor survey by Pickswise.
So they plan on having it every year.
I would hope so with that
inaugural annual
yes.
sports betting.
Their very first annual. So I'm assuming every 12 months we'll see one of these.
Okay.
They did a survey among 1,500 self-identified U.S. sports bettors of legal betting age residing in states with legal sports betting.
Okay.
I wish I could say they came out with something that was kind of earth-shattering here, but it kind of mirrors what we've been seeing in terms of how these markets have been shaping out, and it just confirms a lot of things people either suspected or knew about the sports betting.
I know which survey you're talking about because I took a look at it, and, it does confirm a lot of things, and, these are very helpful for... a lot of the sports books, well, all the sports books are marketing their wares to the people, and it helps to know who will be using their services.
Well, here is the breakdown.
All right.
The average U.S. sports bettor is age 30 to 40, mostly male.
Okay.
College degree.
Mm-hmm.
Favorite sport to watch is football. Favorite sport to bet is football and basketball.
Okay.
Pro and college, by the way.
All right.
Hungry for data and insights.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, that feeds into everything we're seeing out there, that not only with the websites that are out there, but also with the new shows coming out on the broadcast and streaming networks.
Sure.
Too.
Well, speaking as a person from New Jersey, I mean, certainly information is very important because you can tell by the amount of television shows there are. We're here in central New Jersey, so we get stations from New York and Philadelphia, and it's just these new betting shows are just flooding the market, and these are on local channels. I mean, MSG, Sports New York, I get people call it SNY.
Yes.
MSG, Yes Network. From Philadelphia, it's the what is it? The NBC Sports Channel. So the local NBC Sports Channel.
You also have stuff like CBS Sportsline.
Yeah, CBS Sportsline is there. So, but they're I was talking about the local shows here. But
that technically, can qualify as local.
But, everyone's very interested in information. Everyone's, at least people are taking betting seriously. They want to do their homework. They want to do the research. They want to get all the news things,
97% are interested in research and analysis.
Well, there you go. All right. Look at that. 97%. That's a huge number, by the way.
Nearly 3/4 spend at least an hour on research each week, with 30% spending more than 2 hours.
See, that's impressive. I never clocked how much I research, but, I do look up articles. I do look up data. I do look up stats. So, I don't sit for 2 hours at a time, but maybe over a week, maybe I do it a couple hours. But, I can see where this is right.
70% say they bet at least weekly.
Okay.
A quarter of that bet daily.
Okay. So what are they saying? 25% of people bet daily.
Daily.
Okay. Well,
of the 1,500 respondents that they questioned, surveyed.
But also realize, I'm sure you're going to tell me what the average bet size is, but, a lot of people bet $2-3. People put
average bet size $50 to $99.
All right, that's a little high if you're betting every day, but maybe it's not. But
well,
maybe
if you got a big bankroll, it's not a big deal.
Maybe if you're doing great research, you're getting great results, and you have that bankroll to do it. But I know a lot of people that just puts $2 or $3 on just to make the game interesting.
That's the one of the other things. The average U.S. sports bettor consumes more games and content because they bet on it.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Hey, look, they also have more than one online account.
You have.
I've got about 5.
Well, the one thing about sports betting is you need to shop around for the best odds. I mean, not all sports books are created equal. And a lot of them, are competing for customers. So you're going to get the best odds.
Well, only 31% say they odd shop.
Well, you have to odd shop. Well, 31% aren't real serious about it.
Well, yeah.
But,
One last stat. There's a ton of stats in this. If people want to check it out.
31% say they shop for the best. I thought you said they don't shop.
No, they shop.
No, see, well, that's what I mean. You have to put the time in.
Yeah.
I interviewed one guy who did a book where they said you have to pit the one sports books against the other sports books and get the handle almost to zero, and that's how you make money.
Yeah,
placing them against each other.
But last stat, there's a lot of detail in this survey. By the way, they did a great job.
Yeah, absolutely.
All kidding aside, they did a great job. Pickswise.com, you can go take a look at it whenever you get a chance. They said one other stat was kind of interesting to me. 3 in 10 of every new bettors, 3 in every 10 new bettors are female.
Good.
So that was actually nice to see compared to a lower percentage previous to this year.
Well, I see a lot of the spokespeople for the sports books are women.
Yep.
You see a lot of women on commercials, a lot of women on the sports betting shows we were talking about. So, no, I think it's great.
Exit 2.
Every week we talk about eSports being everywhere. Whether it's on Twitch, whether it's on some other broadcast cable network doing tournaments. Mm-hmm. There have even been some movies about esports out there. We are now going to be treated at some point to a television series.
Oh, okay.
On esports called Players. Paramount Plus has ordered a new series that's basically a comedic documentary style show.
I mean, is this kind of a scripted kind of thing?
It's scripted.
Is it? Oh, okay. So When you say a comedic documentary style, you're talking like a Spinal Tap kind of thing.
Like a Spinal Tap.
You know, it's
a series, not a movie.
Okay, I get it. All right, good. Okay, these are actors, right?
These are actors.
Okay, all right. They're not following real esports people. They're actors.
The series will follow a fictional pro League of Legends esports team as they pursue their first championship after years of close calls and heartache.
Okay.
It's a feel-good story of the year. It's like a dodgeball kind of thing.
All right.
To win it all, they will. I'm reading this from the press release. To win it all, they will need their prodigy, a 17-year-old rookie, and their 27-year-old veteran to put their egos aside and work together.
Okay.
A 27-year-old veteran.
Yeah, I guess. Boy.
I guess a 27-year-old for esports would be like ancient.
I wonder, is there a seniors tour for esports? Is there such a thing? I know in golf and poker and things like that, there are senior tours, like for people who are maybe of advanced age. You know, I'm wondering if they have.
Ooh, you just insulted a lot of people out there
who are very, very experienced in the age-wise category. I don't know how else to say it, but I'm wondering if there are older leagues.
I would assume AARP is probably looking into that.
Look at. I mean, I think it'd be great for older people to get involved in esports. It keeps your mind active. It keeps your hand-eye coordination active. I think it's a great exercise.
And would it be like an in-person
Someone's going to steal that. Someone's
be...
listening right now is going to steal that idea. So,
oh yeah.
Yeah.
You just threw that out.
The
into the
senior esport tour.
You just threw that into the esports verse now, so people are going to be listening to that.
The Legends of League of Legends.
Yes,
that's who they are.
The legendary League of Legends.
Yes.
It's going to be produced by CBS Studios
for
Paramount Plus, and they're going to be partnering with Funny or Die.
Great. No, I love Funny or Die.
I'm assuming this is going to actually come out across like what was that? The Office, where it was almost like a docu-style kind of.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no,
something like that. I would assume it's something. No cast, no premiere date has been announced just yet.
And this is a full series, like 22 episode kind of thing.
They did a go for a series for this.
Okay, good.
So. At some point, we'll see a cast announcement. Then at some point, we'll see a broadcast announcement. And again, this is Paramount Plus. It's not going to be on broadcast television. It'll be on the streaming channel.
So I'm assuming they're casting call for teenagers right now,
or maybe 20-somethings that look like
17 or 20-something-year-olds,
or even people that look teen and 20-something. So it'll be interesting to see. I mean,
if you're older 40, you're not going to get a job on this.
Let me tell you something. If you look 20, you could probably pass for the 27-year-old.
Well, maybe.
Who knows?
Exit 3.
Now, the NFL just announced that they're going to be allowing sports books to advertise during the broadcasts of their games now this year, and they're expanding how they're getting advertising done. Their deals are coming in a little bit more fast and frequent now, and pretty soon we're going to start seeing a lot of marketing campaigns.
Yeah.
Now, I came across this article at a Sports Business Journal, which actually great artitle. I didn't know any of this stuff.
Well, it's a great publication.
I kind of suspected it, but it was actually kind of an interesting article in and of itself, dealing with the NFL Central Customer Database.
I saw this too. Do you find it a little disturbing? Well, explain what it is, and I'll tell you why I kind of find it a little disturbing and unsettling, maybe.
The NFL Central Customer Database contains 120 million names of customers of the league.
Mm-hmm.
The database is populated by more than 100 different data feeds, feeding information, financials, backgrounds, all this stuff by customers who have bought a product, attended a game, or anything associated with an NFL branded anything, really. And
basically, the NFL is saying if you had any contact with the NFL, they know who you are, they know what you did, and they want to craft a marketing campaign to attract you because they know what you're thinking.
Not
right?
just the NFL. Not just the NFL.
That's a little disturbing now.
Well, not just the NFL, but all 32 teams, too, have access to this. So you have the league, and then you have 32 other little minions sending out marketing campaigns based upon what they're finding here. And it's kind of interesting. Like I said, 120 million names. That's only about 2/3 of the amount of Americans who say they are football fans and they're over the age of 12. Mm-hmm. So they know there's another 20 million, 30 million out there that they have access to. They just didn't buy anything yet.
It's very interesting. You know, I always wonder, and certainly I've bought things from the NFL and things like that. I want to support my team, and, you know, I want to, you know, represent who I really like in the league. And I keep getting email about it. Then I keep getting things on my Facebook, sponsored thing. It must be targeting, because I'm sure not a lot of people follow my team, or, you know, people in California don't follow my team. So I'm seeing a lot of stuff on my team. I'm getting a lot of emails about my team. I'm getting a lot of news and notes and things I should buy for my team. And I'm getting a lot of that stuff.
This is how incredible this data collection is. Yeah. Even when during COVID, they had a 93% decline in ticket sales, they still added another 13 million people to this database.
And let me tell you something. The NFL's doing what every other business in this country is doing. You ever go to a supermarket and you have your card key thing that, you know, check, what do you call them?
You mean the loyalty cards?
Yeah, the loyalty cards at the supermarket. The cashier, you know, scans it. And then at the end they give you these coupons for future items
that are based upon your purchases
that they know you like.
Yeah.
So, you know, a lot of people are doing it.
Well, again, they're with the casino partners and the sportsbook partners. Sure. The casinos have the loyalty customer cards. They have that database that's incorporated into it. You know, it's amazing the depth of information that they have. And also, this I found interesting. Not only did they get the 13 million names during the pandemic, the NFL then cross-referenced its database with a purchase business-to-business leads generation tool and found 3 million more people that they could target.
Wow.
For, you know, corporate group tickets, suite sales. And it's not just a matter of, you know, going business to business. They even have their partners like EA Sports, you know, the Madden game. Mm-hmm. People have to register now to play that.
Sure.
They have Rocket Mortgage. They also have the free-to-play prediction games now that every team has. Mm-hmm. And every team shares this information with the league and vice versa.
Well, like I said, it's like that not only in sports betting, but in the casino world as well. You know, I play online in New Jersey, and, you know, my player points count for the physical casinos. You know, I make that joke, and it's real. I get comped in Massachusetts because I play online in New Jersey.
Yep.
It's all connected.
Well, this is what Russell Shabetti, the New York Giants Vice President of Strategy and Business Intelligence, said about the database. It's not just the increased size of audience we can directly engage with, but the depth of insights the database provides on engagement rates, fan clusters, and other modeling efforts that then allow us to be strategic about the messaging we deliver.
Yep.
That's all this is. And, you know, we're going to see an increased marketing thing with all these new deals.
It's the way of the world now.
Exit 4.
And finally, I believe, I think it was 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, we talked about China banning songs in the karaoke bars that had references to gambling.
Oh, yeah, no gambling music in China.
Only at the karaoke bars.
At the karaoke places.
Well, China's at it again.
Uh-oh. What's China doing?
China is now banning online play for children under 18.
Huh. Okay.
They cannot play Monday through
You would
Thursday.
think parents would do that.
No.
I guess not.
The Chinese government's taking care of it for them.
Okay.
Children under 18 cannot play online games Monday through Thursdays.
Wow.
And they only allowed 1 hour a day on the other days, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Whoa. Okay.
And holidays.
So how do they enforce these restrictions?
I will tell you that right now.
Oh, okay. They have a way to do it, huh?
All the gaming companies are being required to implement a real name level-based registration program.
Okay.
That links to an account that is shared with the government.
Boy, everything's linked and shared with the government, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. So they can check anytime.
Just like Exit 3 we just had, this is taking it to a whole new level.
Well, this is interesting because it's a government ban. The companies aren't going to stop the kid from playing, but the government will at some point, somehow.
All right.
I don't know how they can enforce this, to be honest with you. But they felt that in the light of growing online gaming addiction,
okay,
they felt they had to do this. Again, it's kind of overkill, I think, for the government to get involved right now with this stuff. But if they feel the need to do it, I know online gaming is an addiction that a lot of countries are having problems with.
Yeah, but what kind of online? I mean, we're not talking about online casinos. We're talking about online games,
like eSports.
Okay, like eSports.
That's online gaming. You know, and also they're going by what the World Health Organization put together. They added in 2018 the phrase gaming disorder and defined it as an addictive behavior. And to be diagnosed as an addiction to online gaming, someone must exhibit behavior that prioritizes gaming over other activities in a way that impairs other areas of functioning for at least 12 months.
Well, if it's affecting your other aspects of your life, I certainly have a problem with it. But I'm not sure if the government getting involved in banning things is the way to do it. But if they have a serious problem, who knows?
Well, these regulations are in effect.
Okay.
Now, whether or not they're actually going to last, I don't know.
Now, this is only for kids under
18.
Under 18, okay.
3 hours a week.
3 hours a week.
1 hour on Friday, 1 hour on Saturday, 1 hour on Sunday.
Now, these are the games where, you jump online with your friend and you're talking to him and you're playing all together.
Yes.
See, I can see how that could get out of hand and you're constantly playing it because it's kind of a social exercise too, but,
Well, see, I can see that going the other way because you're at least interacting with somebody else.
Yeah.
You're not by yourself playing Atari.
Yeah. Well, 40 years ago, you couldn't drag me away from Pitfall.
No.
So, but,
back then, you might have been diagnosed
I was alone,
as a
not
gambling
talking
addict
to anyone.
or gaming addict,
Yeah, I was alone, not talking to anyone. I was playing Pac-Man and Pitfall and Asteroids and things like that. So, at least you're talking and interacting with other people in these games.
Well, I have to admit, I understand the reasons behind this. I think they're going about it the wrong way.
A little heavy-handed.
Yeah, I think they just skipped a couple steps here.
Yep.
So it'll be interesting to see if this actually gets enforced some way, shape, or form. I don't know.
And today's trip down the Turnpike was brought to you by Drizzly, your online liquor store. Available in over 95 cities across North America, Drizzly offers a huge selection and competitive pricing with a side of personalized content. Now there's no need to leave the house. Get alcohol delivered in less than an hour by Drizzly. Head on over to drizzly.com and order today. And now get $5 off your first order of $20 or more when using our promo code DRINK19 at checkout. Shop beer, wine, and liquor with drizzly.com.
And as always, you can get in touch with Turnpike Sports by calling or texting us at 609-512-5910. That's 609-512-5910. At Turnpike Sports is the show's handle on Facebook and Twitter. At Turnpike Sports Radio is our handle on Instagram. And as always, our email address is info@turnpikesportsradio.com. And don't forget, you can listen to the show via Spotify, Amazon Music, iTunes, radio.com mobile app, as well as Stitcher and YouTube. You can also watch us on your smart TV, Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV. Head on over to turnpikesports.net. You'll be able to watch our video channel there.
And we got a great show coming up for you. Coming up, we're going to have the Beatin a House segment where we celebrate people who win money from the casino. It's not an easy thing to do, so they deserve a segment all to themselves. Then we're going to have our picks, so hopefully we do a lot better this week. And then we're going to have our Turnpike Sports Book Report where we talk about what's going on in the sports books across the country. So stick around. We'll be right back with more Turnpike Sports.
Is your bathroom looking old and worn out? Want to update it, but you don't know where to start? Then let BCI Bath & Shower show you how to turn that old bath into an aisle of beauty and functionality. Our residential bathroom solutions provide the best value on the market, and our customer service is second to none. Our cost-effective BCI Bath & Shower family of products has what you need.
Remodeling our bathroom was a big decision for us.
They didn't make a mess out of our house at all. And at the end of the day, we had a beautiful new bathroom. And it was a great experience the whole way through.
We have the best monthly payment programs in the industry, with payments as low as $68 per month or no interest, no payments for 18 months. For a limited time, be one of the first 100 callers who schedule a free in-home consultation and receive $500 off. Call 1-800-594-9530, 1-800-594-9530. Factory-trained and certified installers made in the USA and discounts for seniors and military. BCI Bath & Shower, the leader in affordable bathroom products.
Psst. Yeah, you. Come here. Haven't you heard? We don't need to hide anymore. Now, we can shop privately for adult products at adamandeve.com. They've got massage oils, lingerie, and lots more we can't mention here. Use offer code SPICE404. They'll give you 50% off almost any one item, 3 free DVDs, free mystery gift, and free shipping. That's 50% off, free shipping, and more. Private shopping starts at adamandeve.com.
Today's trip down the Turnpike is brought to you by Drizzly, your online liquor store. Available in over 95 cities across North America, Drizzly offers a huge selection and competitive pricing with a side of personalized content. Now there's no need to leave the house. Get alcohol delivered in less than an hour by Drizzly. Head on over to drizzly.com and order today. And now get $5 off your first order of $20 or more when using promo code DRINK19 at checkout. Shop beer, wine, and liquor with drizzly.com.
People gotta win sometime.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a giant, colorful check to deposit.
Beatin the House is brought to you by BetMGM Casino. Play your favorite casino games at BetMGM Online Casino. Slots, table games, live dealer games, everything you love about Atlantic City and Vegas, all online at BetMGM. Don't wait. Join in the fun now. Go to BetMGM Casino, create an account using our promo code Turnpike, and become a verified player. New players get $25 free when signing up, plus a first deposit bonus up to $1,000. That's promo code Turnpike at BetMGM.com for a 100% deposit match up to $1,000 plus $25 free. Grab a lion's share of the fun at BetMGM.com. Must be 21 years or older to place a bet. Terms and conditions apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
And welcome to this week's Beatin the House segment, where we are celebrating casino wins, slot machine wins, lottery wins, poker wins. I guess bad beat is the way I was going to phrase that there. But if you've won in a casino or online or in a lottery, we're going to talk about it here. We're going to pick a couple different winners out each week, and we're going to actually go through and help celebrate your win.
Yep.
We're going to start off at the Cosmopolitan on the Las Vegas Strip with a record jackpot.
Yeah, no, I heard they. I'm surprised. It was a $1 million jackpot, and that's a record on the Strip casinos, which I'm a little surprised about. I thought they'd have a bigger record.
Well, a Las Vegas gambler took home a record $1 million jackpot, as you said. He was playing, and I want to get the thing right, he was playing on a high-limit video poker machine. He won on the 10-play draw poker machine on a game of triple-double bonus poker. So one of the games within the games?
Sure.
So it was video poker. Wasn't actual poker, wasn't a slot machine, it was video poker.
I talk to a lot of people, and they win a lot of money on this video poker. I've never been able to get into it. Like I said, I've always played the video poker when you go to a bar for a drink and they have the poker machine built into the bar. That's when I play it. But no, I really got to make an effort and try some more video poker.
Now, I took a look at the tweet the Cosmopolitan sent out celebrating this win, and it's not exactly a record in terms of overall winnings.
Okay, all right, now I understand.
Here.
All right.
The Labor Day party kicked off with one high-limit video poker player winning $1 million on a Dealt Monster, our new record for the largest non-wide area progressive jackpot ever hit at the Cosmopolitan. So I don't know what a non-wide area progressive jackpot is.
So it's a record, but just not a overall record. It's a very specific record.
It's a very narrow.
It's a non-wide area progressive jackpot record.
So I'm assuming a wide area progressive jackpot's been bigger than this in the past. I don't know if they're actually doing that, but he won it with a let's see, on a Dealt Monster. He secured the $1 million prize with 4 aces with a kicker.
Oh, good.
Now, that's a sidecar that doesn't play in the rank of the hand, so it was basically like a bonus.
Sure.
So or wild card. So that's where he won the jackpot. Congratulations.
Hey,
Name
million
not
bucks
released.
is great. Yeah.
Name not released.
Okay. Well, that's all right. Hey, you won $1 million. I'd be hesitant to put my name out there too.
But, it got me thinking. And since I have ready access to New Jersey's Division Gaming Enforcement's jackpot list.
Okay.
And by the way, it's public information, but you just got to dig for it, and you can find it there. I took a look. I was kind of curious. The largest jackpot for New Jersey over the last couple of months, because we've been doing this for a couple of months now.
Okay.
And we really haven't talked too much about Jersey casinos.
All right.
The largest jackpot over the last 2 months in New Jersey. Now, for the year, there were $1 million plus jackpots in New Jersey. But over the last 2 months, a $228,800 jackpot was won at Caesars Casino. That's an online game. Okay. Divine Fortune.
I love Divine Fortune. I was playing that a couple days ago.
Well,
that's like a money machine. I love it. I mean, I'm saying that now. I'll probably jinx it that I won't win anything on it ever again. But boy, I just love Divine Fortune.
You gotta love the progressives.
Yeah,
and there's so many different progressive games, and everybody's coming out with new progressives. So everyone does it at a different rate. Casino wise, payouts and all that. So shop around.
Like I said, I hope I didn't jinx myself on the Divine Fortune thing.
Well,
because I've been on a heater with Divine Fortune. So.
Well, maybe next week we'll see.
I shouldn't say that out loud, huh?
We'll see your name on this next week.
Yeah, I hope so. Well, I put it as anonymous, so I wouldn't give my name out.
Well, that could have been you then.
Yeah, could be.
Planet Hollywood is our next stop. Still on the Las Vegas Strip. Edgar Fabian Estrada Madrigal hit a straight flush on face-up Pai Gow poker to win $920,000 mega progressive jackpot.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think we talked about Pai Gow poker a couple of weeks ago. I have no idea how to play it. It's probably the easiest game to play, but I just don't know how to play it.
It's one of those things. I always notice Pai Gow. I think, is it the one with the tiles you play?
Have no idea. I don't know.
It's just so many different games out there.
I'm sitting in front of a computer in New Jersey. I can type it in and play Pai Gow poker and probably learn how to do it cheaply, because online you can play for lesser amounts. But, maybe that's in the next couple of weeks I'll want to try Pai Gow poker.
Okay.
I'll give a full report on it.
Staying in Las Vegas, we're going over to the Sunset Station. One lucky guest won big at the Sunset Station, where he did a $5 bet. It turned into a $125,000 progressive jackpot on a reversible Royals machine.
Never heard of that machine.
A reversible Royal. I had to look this up.
Okay.
A reversible Royal.
Oh, okay. I thought it was some kind of theme thing. Okay.
No.
This is a type of machine, huh?
Okay. It's a video poker.
All right. Okay.
A reversible Royal is one that pays a premium for a sequential Royal flush in either direction.
Oh, okay.
So 10 Jack Queen King Ace or Ace King Queen Jack 10.
Okay.
Either way, that's a winner.
All right.
Now, that's not to be confused with what they call a sequential Royal, which is you can only win. It only pays out in a flush in one direction only.
Okay. I'll remember that.
So he was playing a reversible Royal, a video poker machine, and he turned $5 into $125,000.
So let me get this straight. From what you're saying, reversible Royal, you can go either way. If that was a sequential Royal machine, he may not
have won.
Oh, okay. All right. That's what I'm saying. So he might not have won that. Okay.
Right. We
just don't know what he hit.
They didn't disclose what the order was that he hit on, but they said he won on a reversible Royal.
But if you hit
machine
on a sequential Royal, would that be more money, because that's only one way you can get it? It's lesser odds of getting.
Depends on the machine.
Something like that.
Depends on the machine.
Okay.
Each machine's going to have a different pay table.
So I got to shop around for the machines. Okay.
And we're going to end this week with another lottery story.
Okay.
We've been seeing a lot of lottery wins lately. This one, it comes from all the way from Australia.
All right.
An Australian couple who won over $15 million in the lottery initially did not answer officials' phone calls about the win.
It's interesting to me. I heard this story. I'm surprised that the Australian Lottery Commission actually calls people, which is a great thing.
I think
I see all these news stories in this country about these lottery tickets that are outstanding, and you go and check out your lottery tickets because you have another week to claim this $1 million. But I like the fact that the Australian Lottery actually calls people and say, hey, you might want to take a look at your ticket.
Well, this was purchased through the lottery's online site.
Okay.
So they had to have the information there.
Okay. Well, we have online lottery in this country too. So,
yes. Not in New Jersey, but
but in other states.
Other states. But they avoided the call.
Okay.
They thought it was bad news from some other person calling or whatever. They thought it was some sort of courtesy call or robocall.
Wouldn't the lottery leave a message?
I would think so. But obviously they did not.
I got to be honest with you. If I got a message saying you have won the lottery or something like that,
I would think it's a scam.
It might be a scam or something. So the lottery has to be careful in how they message this, I would think.
Well, I would assume they have some kind of official lottery statement with official lottery music behind it playing. I would assume it's well produced. More so than a scam would be.
Well, you said they did it online. Did they? Not only did they call, did they send an email?
I don't know if they sent an email. Nothing was mentioned about an email to them.
Okay. Well, I just figured it was one online. It was an online lottery. You figured you'd send them an email, too.
Well, they ignored the first 2 tries.
All right.
On the 3rd try, they decided to answer it. And they found that they won the $20.5 million jackpot. That's $20 million Australian, which is $15 million American.
Okay.
So they were the only winners of that draw.
Them.
Which was kind of interesting because
I'm glad they answered the phone.
There was also a second level contest too, and they also won money there too.
Great.
So
wait.
They have some
the
sort
same
of,
couple won.
Same couple.
Oh, okay.
on this draw.
Wow.
They were the only ones that won
what a good
the
draw.
$15 million. And then there's something about a second tier level of draws for the Australian lottery where this number is set into another drawing as well, and they won money there.
Some good numbers. I should play these numbers.
If anyone wants them, I'll read them.
Yeah, read the numbers. Go ahead.
17, 25, 12, 5, 4, 28, and 14, and the Powerball number was 10.
Oh, okay.
So Australia has a little different Powerball setup than we do.
I got to be honest. I don't have set numbers. If I play the lottery, I tell them to give me a quick pick.
Well, congratulations to all our winners this week. Next week we'll have a whole new set of jackpot winners. Maybe we'll have a bad beat next time, or even more record slot machine wins from different areas of the country.
Well, let me tell you something. We got the poker tournaments coming up. We have the WSOP. We got a lot of online tournaments. I know, Party Poker is having an online tournament.
Party Poker's having stuff with WPT, all that stuff.
Yeah, so we'll have some more big numbers. We'll
definitely have at least their numbers out there. Yeah. So, yep. If anyone does know of a jackpot that we haven't covered yet, info@turnpikesportsradio.com, and we will gladly talk about it.
Yeah, stay tuned, because coming up is our picks. You want to stick around for that. So hopefully,
or maybe not.
Yeah, maybe not. Who knows? Stick around. We'll be right back with more Turnpike Sports. We'll get back to the show in a few moments, but I just wanted to take some time and tell everyone about Bean Genius, the smart specialty coffee subscription service. Bean Genius sells freshly roasted coffee from some of the best independent coffee roasters in the country. They feature over 2,000 specialty coffee blends, all at your fingertips at beangenius.com. Here's how it works. Head on over to beangenius.com and take their palate profiler test to find out what coffee best fits your taste. Then select from a variety of subscription plans. Every subscription comes with free shipping, and delivery can even be scheduled for once or twice each month. And based upon your review of each coffee blend you try, Bean Genius actually learns your individual taste preferences and then suggests future coffee blends for you. And now you can get 10% off your Bean Genius subscription when you use our promo code PIKE at checkout. Bean Genius offers a variety of subscription plans to suit any coffee lover's needs. Subscribe with Bean Genius today and start enjoying some of the best tasting coffee around. And save 10% off your coffee plan with promo code PIKE.
Now that we're home more than ever, we need to feel safe. Call it a sign of the times or the world we now live in. What do you want to keep safe? The people in your life? What do you want to protect? Your possessions, the things that belong to you, the things that you've worked hard for. Wouldn't it be nice to have tested, trusted 24/7 protection? Peace of mind, real protection that's always there for you and your whole family? Well, now you can with one of our state-of-the-art home security systems. Everyone thinks their home is safe until the unexpected happens. Help protect your home and loved ones today with the affordable Next Generation in Home Security. To help keep your family and property safe, call 1-800-520-4068 now. Representatives are standing by to assist you. That's 1-800-250-4068. 1-800-520-4068.
Attention seniors with Medicare. This is an important announcement. Did you know you may qualify for a monthly Social Security rebate? Did you know you may qualify for a $0 monthly premium? That's right. You may qualify to get $135 added back to your Social Security check each month. Just call the Medicare benefits line to get your options. It's a free call. You may also qualify for $0 premiums, dental coverage, vision coverage, hearing coverage, and prescription drug coverage. With this type of plan, you don't need Medicare supplement insurance. Call now because you deserve to get the most from your Medicare benefits, including a rebate to your Social Security check each month. Agents are standing by with free information regarding Medicare benefits. It's a free call with no obligation, but it could mean big savings for you. Call the Medicare benefits line now to see if you're eligible for a Social Security rebate.
Call 800-574-6770. 800-574-6770.
This week's Turnpike Sports Pro Football Pick segment is brought to you by Caesars Sportsbook. Football is back, and Caesars Sportsbook is celebrating the new season with a great welcome offer. Sign up with Caesars Sportsbook using our promo code PIKERF to receive a risk-free bet up to $5,000. That's promo code PIKERF for a risk-free bet up to $5,000 at Caesars Sportsbook. Bet like a Caesar with Caesars Sportsbook. Must be at least 21 years old to place a bet. Terms and conditions apply. New customers only. Problem gambler, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
And welcome to Week 2 NFL picks for Turnpike Sports here. Again, what we do is every week here during the football season, we each pick 3 games. We either choose the point spread or the totals. We don't do the money lines. And we also then put these picks up in written form on our Turnpike Sports blog, turnpikesportsradio.com. Click on the blog, and it'll be there probably about an hour after this show is released. Also, if you're following along on TV, as we do the picks, our picks will appear on the TV screen as we do them.
Oh, okay. That's pretty cool.
So last week, our 3 games, I went 3-0.
But yeah, congratulations.
That's nothing new. First week, first 2 weeks, first month of the season, I always do better than you anyway.
I do terrible. I hate the first week of the NFL betting-wise anyway, because you just don't know what you have in these teams that you're watching. And obviously, with the underdogs going 12-4 against the spread, a lot of people didn't know what they had in these teams the first week.
Well, obviously, I take advantage of the chaos.
Absolutely.
So, but again, I went 3-0. You went 0-2-1.
Yes.
You already have a push.
Thank you, Jets, for the push.
Well, hey, I had 5 last year.
So. I don't think I had 1 last year.
I remember a couple weeks in a row. I had 2 in a row one time.
Okay.
So
no, I start
pushes
the week
are nothing new to me.
I start the week off with a push.
Well, why don't you start off this weekend with your pick?
Well, I'm going to the Cincinnati Bengals versus the Chicago Bears game, where the Bears are favored by 3 points with an over-under of 45. I loved how the Cincinnati Bengals played last week in their overtime win against the Minnesota Vikings. And you know what? Last week, the Bears defense gave up 386 yards against the Los Angeles Rams. I know it was the Los Angeles Rams, but you can't give up that much offense to the other team. And the Bears offense also had 2 turnovers. Now, the Bengals defense was pretty impressive. Their rushing defense only gave up 67 yards, and their offense didn't have a turnover, which is huge. So, you know what? I'm going with the underdog. Since apparently this is the season of the underdog, I'm picking one in this game. I'm going with the underdog, Cincinnati Bengals.
Okay. My first game is the Dallas Cowboys at the Los Angeles Chargers. The Chargers are favored by 3 points. There's an over-under of 55. The Cowboys had a really high-scoring back-and-forth game in Week 1 against the Buccaneers. It was actually kind of a fun game to watch.
It was very fun.
It was almost video game-like, the way they were scoring. And,
not to be outdone by that Monday night game, which was absolutely incredible as well.
That was a great game. I think the Raiders had a great first night in their stadium.
The first game of the weekend and the last game of the weekend were great.
They bookended it.
Absolutely perfect.
And I think the Cowboys scoring, that game was an indication of how good that offense really can be. The Chargers, on the other hand, they played a Washington football team that lost their quarterback, Fitzpatrick, went out during the game, but the Washington football team still put up 16 points, and they really didn't have an offense. I think there's something wrong with the Chargers' defense right now, and it may not be as tough as people think it is, but the Chargers' offense is good. And I think what we're going to be seeing is another high-scoring game here. The over is 5-0 in the Cowboys' last 5 games as an underdog, and the over is 5-1 in the Chargers' last 6 games after that team accumulated more than 350 total yards. How's that for a stat?
Yeah, well,
they did 424 against Washington.
I think in this game, boy, there's going to be no defense, just bad defense whatsoever. I think this is going to be one of those video game kind of games you're talking about.
That is why I went with the over 55.
Good plan. Well, I'm going with the Buffalo Bills, who are favored by 3.5 versus the Miami Dolphins with an over-under of 47.5 points. Look, the Bills are a much better team than they showed last week. I think this is the week when the Bills start really putting it all together and start firing on all cylinders. Let's be honest, last week was the 4th preseason game for a lot of these teams. Now the Bills are 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 road games and have won 5 straight against the Miami Dolphins, and I think the Bills will have a lot to prove from their performance last week, and I think they're going to do it in this game. I am taking not the underdog Buffalo Bills, the favored Buffalo Bills, and laying the points.
Well, they actually,
I'm riding with the Bills this season. I just love the makeup of that team. And, you know, I certainly last week was a hiccup. They're still getting the team gelling. It was the first week of the regular season, and I'm done making excuses for them now.
Well, the Bills should have won that game, but the Steelers are known
good for the Steelers.
The Steelers are known for winning ugly, and that's what they did. They did it in a really ugly fashion. Denver Broncos favored by 6 at the Jacksonville Jaguars is my next game. There's a total. The over-under is 45.5. The Broncos put up over 400 yards against the Giants in Week 1. Teddy Bridgewater, who looked great back there, by the way, 255 yards as the starting quarterback. Here they're playing a Jaguars team that got destroyed by Houston. And Houston's a team that's in total disarray. There was no reason why it should have been that much of a mauling against the Jaguars there. Road team is 6-1 against the spread in their last 7 meetings between these two teams. And I really think Jacksonville will play better, but I think the way Denver played in their first game shows me that they have an answer at quarterback now. They moved on from, I think it was Drew Luck last year. I think that offense is just going to get better and better and better. Their defense is pretty good, too. I really don't see the Jaguars doing much in this game, just like they did against Houston, but I think Denver is a much better team than Houston. I'm going with Denver and with the 6.
And my last game is the New Orleans Saints, favored by 3.5 versus the Carolina Panthers with an over-under of 44. Look, the New Orleans Saints were very impressive and impressed everyone last week how they manhandled Green Bay. I actually went with Green Bay last week, and I was just shocked how unprepared Green Bay was and how prepared and well-coached New Orleans Saints is. Well, you should always know they're well-coached, but just how they came out in the first game of the season is so impressive. And I think the Saints keep the ball rolling against the Panthers, who, by the way, were very impressive defensively against the Jets last week. New Orleans is 8-2 against the spread in their last 10 games coming off a win, and I think they're going to keep that trend going. So I'm taking the New Orleans Saints to make up for my mistake of not taking them last week. So this week I'm riding with the New Orleans Saints.
Well, I'm actually curious to see if Jameis Winston continues the no-interception streak.
I hope so. I hope I didn't jinx him by going with him.
I think one week in a row without interceptions is a record for him. So it'll be fun to watch. San Francisco 49ers favored by 3.5 at the Philadelphia Eagles.
Oh, boy, that was a surprise. I'm an Eagles fan, and I was very surprised at how the Eagles played in the first game of the year.
Well, the over-under is 50, and I think I teased this game at the beginning of the show in terms of where I'm going with this. I chose the under with the Eagles last week. I think I'm going to choose the under with the Eagles this week here because, let's face it, Eagles put up 32 points against the Falcons. The Niners put up 41 points against the Lions. Neither of their opponents last week were really good, and their defenses are very suspect. I don't see that happening this week. I think you're going to see lower scoring. These two teams have really decent defenses, and I think the Niners have a little bit better defense. I think the Eagles might have a little better offense than the Niners after what happened in week one.
The Eagles have a very good front four.
But I still think the Niners have the better defense.
Sure. Yeah.
But again, it's the under is 5-1 in the Eagles' last 6 games after getting over 350 yards. They had like 400 yards against Atlanta there. So it was kind of a fun game to watch for if you're an Eagles fan. The under is also 3-0 against in their last 3 meetings against each other, and just once in the last 3 or 4 meetings in Philly did they score 45 points. So I'm trying to figure out where they got this 50 points total here. Because I'm looking at their records in the past, I just don't see them scoring more than 45 together. Their defenses are good, offenses are good. I just think this is a very evenly matched game here. And I'm going with the under 50 points here because I don't know where that 50 came from. That's all.
Okay.
That's good analysis
Yep,
for me.
there you go.
Why don't we recap?
All right, for my games, I am taking the underdog Cincinnati Bengals against the Chicago Bears. I am taking the favored Buffalo Bills, who are playing Miami this week. And I'm going with the New Orleans Saints, who are playing the Carolina Panthers this week.
I'm doing the over 55 in the Cowboys-Chargers game. I'm going with Denver favored over Jacksonville by 6. And I'm doing the under 50 in the Niners-Eagles game. Again, these will be in print form after the show is published. Just head on over to turnpikesportsradio.com, click on the blog, and you will see the picks there. And again, if you were watching this on TV, our picks did appear on the screen as we were giving them.
The book report is next, so stick around. We'll be right back with more Turnpike Sports.
Turnpike Sports Book Report.
The Turnpike Sports Book Report is brought to you by BorgataSports.com. Your favorite casino is now your favorite sportsbook. Available anywhere in New Jersey, BorgataSports.com. Sign up at BorgataSports.com using our promo code PIKE, that's P-I-K-E. Make your first wager of $20 or more and you'll get $100 in free bets. That's $100 in free bets when your first wager on Borgata Sports is $20 or more. Get into the action with BorgataSports.com. Must be 21 years or older and in New Jersey to place a bet. Terms and conditions apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
And welcome to another edition of the Turnpike Sports Book Report, where we go through the news and notes that happened across the country and also in Canada sometimes with the sports books and the sports betting industry. We're going to be talking state and national reports. We're going to be looking at state launches, other product launches. We got some legislation to talk about and a lot of deals again between sports betting operators and different industries.
There's always a lot of deals.
It's constant.
Well, we're getting, we have football now, so that's what they were all planning for, football season.
And we did have our first weekend in football, so actually it was kind of fun to watch. And let's start off. We just had Illinois and Delaware report their July numbers. I don't know what took Delaware so long.
Illinois
to
is
report
always late. They're always like 2 months behind everyone else.
Yeah, it's about 60 days, give or take. But
they want to be special.
Yes, they reported their numbers, and we now have July's top 10 all set
for
July
handle?
of 2021 for handle and revenue.
Okay, all right.
Jersey again took top spot for July in terms of sports betting handle, $578.7 million. Again, one of their first times under $600 million in the last several months here.
Yeah, but everyone's down, so.
Well, again, July is one of the slowest sports betting months in terms of the calendar. Nevada came in, still a big difference between New Jersey and Nevada, $409.9 million in terms of handle.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's another little bit of a gap between 2 and 3, Nevada and Illinois. Illinois, with their July handle, came in at $369.1 million for the month of July, so they took the number 3 spot.
Okay.
Pennsylvania rounded out 4 with $304 million. Then Michigan came in to be the number 5th spot at $206.3 million. Look at that difference. There's another $100 million tier between the top 4 and then the 5th spot. Michigan, like I said, $206.3 million was number 5. Indiana, $194.5. Colorado was number 7. Virginia came in about $20 million below Colorado with $162 million, give or take. Tennessee and then Iowa was the bottom, was the rounded out the top 10 there.
Iowa making the top 10, huh?
Well,
Nice.
normally Iowa's a little higher too.
Well,
they have one of the better sports betting markets too.
Sure.
But again, slow time, and they were affected by it. In terms of revenue for July of 2021, top 10. New Jersey was just under $55 million in revenue. Illinois took the second spot here.
Oh, okay.
37.6, and then Nevada was third. They flipped.
All right. Okay.
33 and a quarter million. Not much difference between Illinois and Nevada, but just enough to make that difference. Then there's a huge drop off in revenue. Pennsylvania was number 4 with $19.86 million. That's about $14 million difference?
A lot of smart bettors in Pennsylvania, I guess. It's
you can look at it that way.
Revenue. It means there's a lot of. What were they in handle?
Pennsylvania
was number 4 in handle.
Pennsylvania was number 4 in handle with $304 million.
So a lot of bettors winning. I always take it to be that. I mean, the lower the revenue of the state means the higher the take from the bettors.
Well, you got to remember, Pennsylvania had a much lower handle than Nevada. Nevada had a $409.9 million handle. Pennsylvania had $100 million less. And so, that kind of makes sense. Indiana came in 5th with $17.53 million. Tennessee was 6th with 15. Michigan, 13.6. Again, Iowa rounded out the top 10 there, too, with $7.1 million. In terms of the national sports betting numbers, it was not a great month, but it was a good month again. National handle was $2.8 billion. Gross gaming revenue was $268.2 million. The adjusted gaming revenue was $238.4 million.
Well, July's a slow month.
Yeah,
July's a very slow.
Well, I like how some of these states.
I think these are good numbers for July.
Well, think about it.
Considering how slow July is.
Some of these states are just launching, so they've got a lot more promos being given out.
Yeah.
So, some of the that's why I reported the GGR and the AGR. The adjust is you take out the promos.
I got to tell you, these last 2 weeks, you were talking about promos. I have never seen the promos that I've seen in the sports books for football season.
Well, again, it's
Caesars is giving away jerseys.
It's a combination not just of football season, but also the new markets launching.
Sure,
and I have to admit, there is a hell of a lot more promos being offered for this football season than I've seen in previous seasons. The last 2 years, I really I'm shocked at the inundation of the marketing messages.
I like in the area we're in New Jersey, we get we get promos on the local teams. All the local teams win, and when they say local, they mean Philadelphia and New York teams. So that's always a big promo in New Jersey. The local parlays.
Yeah, Jets, like Giants, Eagles, bet on that kind of stuff. Yeah. Again, it's a matter of marketing to your audience.
Jets, Giants, Eagles all win. Yeah, promo.
Exactly, and most times they don't win.
No,
not the last couple of years anyway. Before we get off the numbers, Oregon reported their August numbers, and there are two states we always focus on when we do the numbers reports. It's August. It's Oregon and Colorado.
Oh, wait a minute. If it's Oregon and Colorado, are you going to go into
favorite sport?
Going into your table tennis thing?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Again, the table tennis crowd made their voices heard because table tennis was sixth in the state in terms
it's
of
always
handle.
Fifth or sixth, especially in Colorado.
Well, Oregon is kind of interesting because
I got to get into that. I mean, I got to. Maybe I'm missing something here.
I just like the fact that they break it down in Oregon. They tell you the average size of the bet, the number of bets, all that stuff when they do their reporting. So for table tennis, they were sixth with handle of $871,000. The average bet was $67, and the win rate was 1.57. So they're not winning a lot, but they're betting on it.
Hey, you know.
So,
you know, what I saw in table tennis, maybe if the production value was a little better on the one I saw anyway, because I didn't see the players. I saw the table and I saw paddles and the ball being hit back and forth. That's basically what I saw. It's maybe if there was more production value in it. I'm sure there is.
You want splashy graphics. You want cool music.
You know.
You don't want to hear the guys grunting as they hit the ping pong balls.
Give me an announcer with some background stories. There's no rivalries in table tennis.
So you want to be entertained as you're betting.
Yeah, well, sure, of course.
In terms of year-to-date for table tennis in Oregon, they were the seventh most bet on sport.
Okay.
A handle of $7.7 million and a revenue of $515,000, win rate of 6.7% for the year-to-date.
Yeah.
Number of bets, 2,387 bets.
Wow.
Average bet size of $58. It's very interesting to me that the table tennis market in this country.
Every sport book has it. I mean, recently in New Jersey, Barstool launched, and I took a look at Barstool, and they have table tennis. So,
well, again,
everyone has it. So.
It's a sport I don't know too much about, and again, it's something new.
Yeah.
So I'm just waiting for sports like pickleball to get in there and some of these other. I haven't tried betting on cornhole yet either.
I've never even looked in New Jersey. Can you bet on cornhole?
I don't think cornhole is approved in New Jersey. I know certain states have added it. I know Indiana added it.
See, that's something I enjoyed watching. I saw it on ESPN, and I was kind of captivated by it. I actually liked it.
I remember I was a couch potato one morning, and I caught cornhole followed by axe throwing on ESPN.
Oh, I got you beat. I did cornhole, and I think a little later on in the day, I know I'm getting the name of this sport wrong. It was almost like frisbee golf. These guys with these...
That's disc golf.
Disc golf. Okay, I almost got it close. But, I was watching disc golf.
As opposed to ultimate disc, which is the football style frisbee.
All right.
I got to watch that because they just did another deal. They got the DraftKings going on with that.
Okay.
They got the game of the week kind of thing with them.
All right.
So I actually got to watch that because it looks like a kind of an interesting melding of frisbee and football.
All right, I'll check it out.
Got two sports betting surveys to talk about. We talked a little bit about
earlier today. Yeah.
The American Gaming Association releases their annual football survey kind of thing.
Okay.
We talked earlier in the show with about the Pickswise sports betting survey. But American Gaming Association, besides predicting the record amount of money being bet on the NFL this year, they're expecting about 45.2 million Americans to bet on the NFL this season. That's 36% higher than the season in 2020.
Well, more states are sports betting now. So.
We have 26 now.
Yep.
Because of the 3-state launch on opening day for the NFL. There was kind of an interesting little bit of the survey we didn't talk about yet. 44% of Americans consider that the addition of in-venue sports books will add to the thrill. It will make it more worthwhile to visit a sports game live.
Oh, absolutely, I think.
I thought that number would be a little bit higher. 44%?
Well, I think it's going to be higher, probably. But, it is such a great thing to actually be able to bet and actually watch the game live at the same time. So it's absolutely interesting.
Well, this number actually made sense. Of the NFL fans they surveyed for that same question, 63% claimed that the in-venue sports books will add to going to the game.
Absolutely.
So, kind of be interesting to watch. 37% of the NFL fans confirmed they are going to engage in wagering this season. So,
we'll talk about watching the game live and being able to bet on it, which you probably could do anyway because of your phone and your apps that are available. But, the price of tickets and going to a game is very expensive. Can you imagine winning all that money back at the sports book at the venue?
And the concessions?
No.
You actually hit a huge bet. You're probably breaking even.
Yeah.
That's not even to mention the parking fees now for an NFL game. I know when you go to like a Jets game, you got to pay for the ticket, but you also got to pay for the parking license.
Sure.
At some point, some days it's 50, some days it's higher, depending on the game and the crowd. So, winning a huge bet at a game could actually make your day break even, if not come out ahead a little bit, especially if you buy some of the products, apparel and stuff like that.
I would be very interested to see. Say if you are a fan of not a very good team, I mean, you're at the venue, you have your sports team jersey on, would you go and place a bet against your favorite team in their venue if it was a smart bet? I'm curious to see how many people would admit to doing that.
Okay, if I went to a Jets game, I'm a Jets fan, everyone knows that. I would bet against the Jets.
Okay.
If the price was right. And also, depending on what the in-game betting options were, too.
Sure, absolutely.
If I'm looking at,
But I would prefer to do that on my app at the game instead of making a big deal about betting against my own team in their home.
See, I have to admit, that's a question I haven't seen a survey ask. How comfortable are you betting against your team
in the venue
sportsbook?
Yeah, right.
We will probably find out after this year because they haven't had these yet. This is probably one of the first years you're going to see some in venue. That's an actual interesting question that I never really thought about.
They keep track of that.
But again, is the sports betting crowd different than the actual fans out there in the stands? I mean, do they take it? Do the other sports bettors take it personally? I don't think so. I mean, sports betting is a business to a lot of these people.
I bet you at the venues there's going to be a lot of betting with your heart instead of your head, which is always a bad idea.
Yes, but again, it's one of those things.
Caught up in the moment kind of thing.
But again, I hope that's a survey question after the end of the season. Yeah. We have another sports betting survey from a firm called Jefferies. They took a look at the overall sports betting market in terms of what's out there in terms of tech as well as betting options. They had some interesting numbers. Ease of use has become the most important factor when you're considering where you're sports betting.
Absolutely. I mean, I have some sport betting apps on my phone. It looks like the computer screen at NASA. It's really confusing. I like the ones. The best and easiest one to use, in my opinion, is Unibet. They give you the names of the teams, the numbers of the teams, and it's all laid out easy so you can read it. There are other books I'm not going to name that they're really complicated and really they're too busy on the screen.
You just went against the entire findings.
Really? Oh, they didn't ask me about it.
The people surveyed felt that DraftKings and FanDuel were the top of the market in ease of use.
Yeah, they are very good. They're very easy to use. Yeah.
I don't know.
Their layout is easy. When you say ease of use, it's their layout.
See, I also find different colors.
No colors.
I mean, I look at like PointsBet. For me, PointsBet is the most easy one to use for me. Because I like the color scheme. It's easier on my eyes, the black with the white print and some red splashes here and there. But again, Unibet's kind of drab in terms of color, but that's their color scheme.
But look, it's easy to lay. I don't need any bells and whistles, and just give me the names and the numbers and in an easy to read screen. And I agree, FanDuel is the same way. I don't know DraftKings. I'm not on DraftKings.
No, I'm not on DraftKings either.
But FanDuel is very good because the way it's laid out, it's easy to read.
Again, I think there's an overall aesthetic to a lot of different sites. And again, layout's one thing for me, but I think, again, it's a layout plus aesthetic to me.
For me, less stuff going on in the screen.
I hate the pop-ups.
On the screen.
I hate the pop-ups.
Well, that's what happens.
That's one of those things where...
But the less stuff going on screen is better for me.
And going over to some of the other findings, and these are no-brainers here. 58%, they said they intended to bet on the NFL within the next 12 months, with college football being the third most popular, 28%. The NBA was second with 33%. So NBA betting is pro football, NBA, college football.
For me, NBA is going to be a little more challenging this year because, last year everyone started to say, I guess the regular season doesn't mean too much for these teams. And, I'm getting the impression that it doesn't. I mean, there were statements from a lot of books that now when they're doing their season totals, they have to take into account load management. So that makes it a little more challenging for bettors to determine. You really have to pay attention to who's playing that night or who's not playing next week and things like that. So
I have to admit,
really keep an eye out on the injury reports and the lineups.
I have totally changed the way I bet the NBA.
Yeah,
because I don't do parlays. I don't do the games. I do the single game parlays now, the in-game stuff. I don't do, like for baseball, I do the team parlays, and for football, same thing. And football, I do the games as well as baseball. Basketball, I don't do that anymore. I don't do the individual games. I can't do that.
I'm very curious to see how this is going to play out because, like they said, regular season, it doesn't mean that much to teams anymore, especially if they jump out to an early lead in the for their records. So got to keep an eye on that.
Last little bit for this sports betting survey: 59% of all respondents said they would increase their sports wagering budget if in-play options were more available.
Really?
A lot of states don't have in-play wagering.
I know in New Jersey they have a lot of in-play options.
Well, New Jersey's leading the pack with a lot of things. I know certain states, other sports books are just starting to add the in-game wagering.
Speaking of in-play, I made a lot of money on the, I think it was the Tampa Bay Rays against the Boston Red Sox last week. Boston jumped out to a 7-1 lead. Rays got back to 7-5, and that's when I pulled the trigger on the bet on the Rays, and I won some money there.
Well, moving over to some launches. We did the 3-state launch in our fifth exit last week. A couple books launched as well. Barstool launched in Tennessee, and also in Colorado. They got 2 new books: the Sports Illustrated Sportsbook, the mobile version of
which I'm
launched.
very interested in looking at.
Well, they're coming to New Jersey soon.
Good.
And also MaximBet launched in Colorado. So
okay.
It kind of interesting that the Sports Illustrated Sportsbook launched, and it launched more as the website first, and then the app came out. Usually it's the app first sometimes with this stuff, especially adding to the market. I think now Colorado has 25 or 26 online books.
No, they're beating the hell out of New Jersey when it comes to online books. I think online books in New Jersey was it 21 now?
21 with Superbook.
21, yeah. Superbook just went live last week.
Well, we also we talked about Connecticut with their legislation. They got their approval for sports betting from the compact. The gaming compacts were approved by the Department of Interior the night of the NFL opener.
Okay.
And so they're looking at an October launch for all their sports betting industry as well as their online gaming industry too. So kind of be interesting to watch that. I'm curious to see, I saw a little blurb in the news that they're also going to be making a little history with the first sports bar in the Northeast having a book in it. Valentine's, the former Mets GM. Bobby Valentine. There you go. I knew one of us would hit it at some point. Got a couple deals to announce. Fubo Gaming. Fubo's been making some news all over the country with some launches and licensing. They have their first NFL sponsorship with the New York Jets.
Wow, okay.
I can't wait to go to a Jets game now to see this lounge that they're building.
Now, will they have commercials during Jets games? Or
well, you're going to see
what am I
Fubo
gonna
advertised
see?
in the park and all that stuff.
All
But
right.
they're having a mobile sports betting lounge in the stadium.
Great.
So basically, you know what? I think it was William Hill did it with the Devils.
Yep.
Or I guess Caesar Sports now.
I guess it's Caesars now,
They're going to do the same thing for the Jets games. I don't know if it's going to be open year-round, though. That'll be interesting to see if they keep that open.
I don't know.
I mean, I know that it's when the Jets aren't there, the Giants are usually there. So I don't know exactly how that's going to trade off. I'm waiting for a book to do it with both teams so they have both sets covered. They can stay open 16 games instead of 8.
Well, a lot of states don't have 2 football teams or things like that.
Well, no, I'm just saying, I'm wondering if the Jets and Giants are going to combine in a deal at some point.
Who knows?
Because it kind of makes sense for them to start looking at doing that. But, again, California's the only other team that could probably do something like that. They got, 4 or 5 teams in terms of football. So
yeah, but none of them are in the same
share a stadium.
Yeah.
So, again, I'm curious to see what it is. Beatin got a content distribution deal with YouTube TV. They are part of the YouTube TV Sports Plus add-on package.
Now,
for
can I watch
$10.99 a month?
Oh, so I can't watch Beatin on YouTube for free?
No,
okay.
You have to get the YouTube Sports package.
Okay.
Caesars Entertainment, we're going back to football, did a deal with the Baltimore Ravens, not just for a Caesars Sportsbook deal, but also for the Horseshoe Casino, which was already a sponsor of the Ravens. They have now expanded that, and they're going to be doing a lot more. It's going to be Caesars Sportsbook naming rights throughout the club level of M&T Bank Stadium. They're not getting the stadium rights; they're getting a level.
Okay.
They're going to be doing animated displays.
I didn't even know you can do a level. I didn't know you
can do
could,
anything.
I didn't know you can split it up into stadium levels.
Let me tell you something.
Interesting.
The way the NFL operates, you can pretty much do anything.
Yeah, I guess you can carve out anything.
So it'd be kind of interesting to see that because there was a lot of Ravens branding in the Horseshoe Caesars, Horseshoe Baltimore in Maryland there. So there's going to be a lot more stuff. They're going to be doing an entertainment district. Between the parties are going to be building something like that between the stadium and the casino because they're right near each other. BetMGM announced a partnership to launch BetMGM gift cards. You can basically fund your sports betting account with these gift cards, and you can buy them at over 6,000 locations across the United States.
That's a great idea. We're coming up on the holiday season, believe it or not. And,
here's a gift card. Go gamble.
Hey, if people are giving gift cards,
that's kind of what you want. Especially if you know the person bets.
Absolutely. I mean, that's, I see commercials around with giving lottery tickets for birthday gifts or, Christmas gifts and things like that. So why not do, sportbook gifts?
Two other deals to announce before we get out of here for the week. Elias Sports Bureau, one of the best stat keepers around, have now launched the Elias Game Plan.
Oh, what's that?
It's a mobile app where you can actually hook into data specific to games you want to watch. Basically, any kind of informational statistic you want on games, players, will be available through this app. And
wow.
You have to go to the Elias Sports Bureau's website and do this. Mm-hmm. Now you can do it through an app. And it's available for Google, for Android and Apple. People take a look at it. So I don't know exactly if there's a pricing plan attached to it.
I was going to ask that. Is that free?
I could not find information on how much it would be if there is a price attached to it. I think you have to get into the app first.
Okay. I'll check that out.
Be aware of that just in case. But Elias Sports Bureau, I would trust them in a heartbeat.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
And last but not least, we got an interesting game that was is being released by the Minnesota Vikings. Now, the Minnesota Vikings did a deal with this company called Sharp Link Gaming.
Okay.
For a fantasy online pass or play game. Now, it's not a predictive game per se. It is a predictive game in terms of how this is played once you start playing. But the way it's set up, players get 3 cards. It's a card game, basically.
Oh, really? Okay.
And this is where the pass or play comes in. You get 3 cards. The first one is dealt. If you don't like that card, you can pass. If you like that card, you play it, and you get your points based upon what that card tells you. It's whether it's going to be a quarterback rating, whether it's going to be receivers or whatever.
Oh, okay. All right.
Then if you pass, you get the next card.
All right. I see. I wasn't following you because I thought when you said you get a card, I thought it was an actual playing card.
No, it's online.
Well, I know it's online, but an actual suit of a playing card. I thought I didn't know what you were going for, but no, I understand that now.
You see how some of these other fantasy sites have it, where you get you compare players one against each other, that sort of thing.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Sort of like that. And then you pass or play, and then you play for rewards, various prizes. You get, one of the sponsors of it is the Mystic Lake Casino. So there are some prizes involving that casino. There's prizes involving apparel, all different things. But there's plenty of stuff to talk about that we did not hit this week, and we're going to have to end it here. So if you want to see all the other news stories that we did not touch, as always, there's a print version on turnpikesportsradio.com. Click on the blog button, and you'll see the full Turnpike Sports book report in print form on the blog about maybe an hour or so after this airs.
And that'll do it for us this week. We'll see you next time on the Turnpike.